Hey, what's up, everyone? This is going to be your guide on how to use Deathstroke. And apologies on the huge delay in between guides. I know my Black Adam guide was a while ago, and this one is just now coming out. The original character I wanted to post, the video got taken down because of the song I used, so I'm still trying to figure out how to deal with that, and hopefully I can figure out a solution for that. But until then, bringing you guys some Deathstroke action, and with that being said, let's go over some Deathstroke. A little spoiler alert, Deathstroke's game plan is mainly just mixing up his opponents, so there's not too much tech with him, and he's just like simple but effective, and I guess that's pretty fitting for him being an assassin. He gets his contract, finds his target, mixes their shit, fulfills the contract, and collects his bag. So I guess that's pretty much all Deathstroke is, and there's not too much tech with him. So it's a little shorter guide video than the other ones. Anyways, starting with his movement, he's got pretty average movement. Like his back walk is pretty standard. So is his forward walk. He doesn't really have like a Korean back dash or like a good like forward walk stutter. His dashes are pretty standard, but his jump is really good. He has the smallest jump hurt box alongside Batman, and I think Nightwing also has that small hurt box on his jump arc. I don't remember, but him and Batman have the smallest jump hurt boxes for sure, which is crucial for dealing with like Superman's 4-2-3 breath pressure. Now onto some normals. His stand 1 is 8 frames and has decent reach. And just a heads up, Deathstroke does not have a 6 frame button of any kind. His fastest button is 7 frames. But this is his stand 3. It's a far reaching mid that's +4 on block, 14 frames. And this is a good normal because it has a good string follow-up, which I'll show in a little bit. He has a 7 frame forward 2 that hits mid, and this also has another good string follow-up. Very stubby though. His forward 3, it's good for like cross-up potential and just good plus frames. Really good on block and is pretty fast but reactable. His down 1, it's a low, pretty stubby, and sorry for the input errors. I'm not trying to do low gunshots. Low gunshots is back down 1, and you sometimes get input errors. But yeah, 7 frame down 1. His down 2, it's actually plus on block, funny enough, but it's a decent down 2. There's like a sweet spot to it, to where he's low profiling. And that sweet spot, when you are in that sweet spot, it's easier to anti-air jump-ins with it. So pretty like good down 2 overall. And his air-to-air game is pretty good. His jump 1's pretty fast. And his jump 3 especially has a lot of reach, good for cross-up potential. And if you hit it like real low to the ground, it can be super plus on block. Or even if you're pretty high up, it's like still really good on block. And his throw range is pretty good. Probably standard, especially for a character of his size. Nothing too crazy, and the Oki he gets off his throw isn't the best, but good throw nonetheless. Now onto some strings, starting with 1-3-2. It's a meterless launcher. You can get a jump 2 follow-up after it, and on block it's 0, so pretty decent neutral on block string. Back 1 up 2. It's his low starting launcher and is safe on block with lots of pushback. And there's a little foreshadowing of his 50-50 game. So, and then his back 2, it's an overhead starter. And it has follow-ups, but it is a little wonky on block and on hit. It has a lot of pushback on block, so sometimes it'll whiff if they block it. And the full string, back 2-2-2, is overhead, mid-overhead. So you can do like some low gunshot mix-ups. And back 2-3 is also another follow-up off of back 2 that you can meterlessly launch on the corner with, but it's a very tight link. And then 3-2, this is a follow-up off of stand 3. Pretty decent range, as said earlier, and it could lead to a launcher in 3-2-3, a meterless launcher. And then 4-2-3, this is +9 on block. And it's really good for just setting up a 50-50, especially in the corner. Like you pretty much just have to hold the mix-up in the corner most of the time after you block a 4-2-3. One unfortunate thing that could happen with 3-2 on block is it just randomly whiffs at farther distances, so keep that in mind when using it in footsies. Now onto some special moves, starting with his upward machine gun, and this move has got to be one of the worst, if not the worst move in the game. It's very unrewarding for how much risk it is. Like, it's a very slow startup move. The hitbox and like arc that it shoots at is very weird. Not a good move at all. I wouldn't recommend using it. And this is his grounded machine gun, or straight machine gun, I guess. It used to be a lot better pre-patch, but then they nerfed it. But it's a decent mid-projectile, very low chip damage, unfortunately. And the meter burn adds some pushback with the grenade launcher. He has an aerial gunshot. He can't meter burn this. It's just a regular meterless special move. But if you get it real low to the ground, you can hit your opponent. It's pretty hard though. Then his grounded shots, really fast projectile and can punish a lot of those tracking projectiles like Aquaman's from the deep, Black Adam's Black Magic, Martian's Pillar, stuff like that. So he has a full screen presence, which is pretty good and just overall good to keep your opponent out with sometimes. Low gun shots, it's a low and has pretty decent chip damage, and you can somewhat stagger your meter burn, so you can like delay it a little bit instead of just immediately meter burning it. And as said earlier with back 2, since it's an overhead starter with an overhead ender, you can do like some back 2-2 low gunshots or back 2-2-2. Really funny mix up right there. And then he has a sword spin. There's 2 meter burn options. Meterlessly, it's a restand on the second hit, and it's 7 frames, so it's a really good like reversal punish or just a counter in general. It's safe on block meterlessly, but if you do the low option, it's super unsafe, leads to a hard knockdown, and the meter burn just launches for some decent mid-screen follow-ups, but in the corner it's a lot better for follow-ups. And then sword flip, also 7 frames, is a really good reversal punisher. Sword flip and sword spin are like his wake up options, and in the corner this has some wonky interactions, and you can kind of space it out to make it harder to punish or like awkward to punish for your opponent, so that's pretty cool. So unfortunately for Deathstroke, he has one of the worst traits in the game. What his trait does is all his bullets become unblockable for a very short duration, but the problem with this trait is it has lots of startups, so you usually get punished for trying to use it. There's really no good way of setting it up safely except maybe after interactable bounce. His bullets do like half damage, I think, during the trait. And really the only way you can make this work is by maybe doing like a cheesy 1-3-2 because there's a gunshot in it to like launch your opponent with an unblockable. But when your gunshot or when your traits are on cooldown with that X at the bottom of his screen, they just go through the opponent until your trait comes back. So that's very unfortunate for Deathstroke. But he can't do interactable bounce off down 1 at any distance. Up close, for some reason, it allows your opponent to block, but if it's hit farther away it combos. Very weird right there, unfortunately for Deathstroke. And he's a gadget character, so he's not chucking like TVs or heavy interactables like big bodies would. And for his super move, this is a full screen super move. It's minus double digits, I think like minus 18 or something. And it is pretty fast. It travels really far. Full screen, but it travels very fast from full screen. So pretty good super overall. Not the best anti-air hitbox, but yeah, overall just a good super. And that's pretty much it for Deathstroke. I remember when when the game was fresh and new, a lot of people saw him as like the zoning character. And shout out to M2 Dave for getting low gunshots nerfed. But yeah, bring back low gunshots. He's pretty much like a hybrid. He's mostly a rushdown character with like a full screen presence, and he's number 7th in the game on the tier list. Like he's like the undisputed 7th best, so he's still really good. He's like an A tier character, and yeah, he just only really loses to Zod, Martian, and Batgirl. And I think you could maybe debate Zod being 5-5, but yeah. With that being said, that's Deathstroke, and let's get on to the modern day footage as usual.
are right where I want you.